Hello everybody, thanks so much for being here. So today I'm super stoked because we're doing this little chit chat, get ready with me. I don't have a story for today. I am doing a lot of research on a certain topic that just has my mind completely consumed. So that's why I'm just doing a quick, chit chat, get ready with me. So I'm going to be answering your guys' questions while I go from this to this, using all drugs for makeup. And I will have everything that we use in today's video listed down below. So yeah, thanks again for asking me your questions, you guys. I'm so excited to answer them and transform with you guys. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. So like the other day, I asked you guys to ask me some questions so I can answer them, do a chit chat, get ready with me. I have a bunch of screenshots of your guys' questions and everything. So I'm super excited to get into it. First question. So I didn't really ask if I can give your guys' names out, so I'm just going to just read the questions. So, first one, it says, spill it, Shy. What is your most embarrassing moment? And no, I won't go first. Okay. My most embarrassing moment? Let me start doing my eyebrows while I think about that one. Okay, so my most embarrassing moment... I don't know if I have like a most embarrassing. I have a lot of embarrassing moments. I'm like literally embarrassing myself every day. So I would say, okay, here's a good one. So one of my most embarrassing moments is how I broke my leg. I was at the bar. I used to go to these like parties called 30s and over party. At that time I was not 30. I want to say I was 22 years old, but my grandma used to put on these little like parties where she would rent out like a top of like a certain club or bar, and she would throw her own type of bar or party up there, and it was like awesome music. People were usually older than what my age group was, but I really love my grandma and my mom and all of that, so I actually used to go to the bar with my mom and my grandma and my aunt and just have a blast with them. So one time we were at the 30s and over party and again, this is what my grandma was putting on for other people, so it's probably really embarrassing for her as well. But she the song, so like a lot of like, like Electric Slide, Cupid Shuffle, that's one of my favorites. Like those type of like line dance songs come on, right? So there's another one called The Wobble. So if you haven't heard of it, there's one called The Wobble. Go ahead and YouTube it. Yeah, so it's a dance, and I don't know exactly why a certain move, but me putting weight in that certain way or whatever it was, I snapped my ACL in my left knee, like just snapped that bits in half and hit the floor. And I wasn't like, I was a big girl, plush pal, if you will. And yeah, there was just a lot of weight to be putting on my knee in that way. And then I, did that dance and my ACL snapped and it hit the ground in front of everybody, and they're like trying to help me up, but it was hard to help me even get up. So yeah, I snapped my ACL and I broke my, well, they didn't like break a bone, but I broke my leg doing the wobble. And yes, I do still do that dance when that song comes on because it will not beat me. Okay, the funniest thing or the most embarrassing, okay, you gotta embarrass the kids a little. What is the funniest thing you've done to embarrass your kids? Exist, actually. I think it's pretty easy to embarrass my kids. I think what I like to do, honestly, is prank them. I like to mess with them a lot. One time that they love to bring up and give me crap about, because it was a total accident and I didn't mean for it to happen, but it happened. Okay, so one time I was picking my kids up from school and, or actually, I'm sorry. Before I get to that question real fast, because I'm going to start with my eyes, there's a question about eyeshadow. I'm going to hurry and ask that one real fast, then we'll get back to embarrassing my children. So, okay, eyeshadow, the products that last, I'm assuming you don't like that little line that can form around the crease of your eye. So for eyeshadows, to make them last longer, you can always use an eyelash primer, or not an eyelash primer, eyeshadow primer, to make eyeshadow last longer. Elf has a good one. There's like, I'm pretty sure every company makes them. I don't mind eyeshadow primers. Again, this is an Elf one. I think it's like $3 at the drugstore. Or you can always just use a concealer on the lid. So that is normally what I do, but since I have this here, I'm just gonna go ahead and use it. This is an eyeshadow primer, so I can show you how it works. I just put it on my eyelid. And this is, I think it's just a translucent or a very sheer color. Okay. And then I just pat it on with my finger. Nails kind of get in the way sometimes, so you can even use a brush to kind of just blend that out really evenly. Okay, so that you can't really tell it's on my eyes, but it does give me a blank canvas. Kind of helps cover the veins in my eyelids. So it's what you really want for an eyeshadow primer. Just kind of blend everything out, make it an even color or tone, and then, you know, move forward. But with eyelash primer, having something down on the eyelid as a barrier between your eyelid and the actual eyeshadow, I think that is what the game changer is. Because when I do that, I don't have a problem with my eyeshadow not lasting all day, and I do have to use makeup remover to remove it. So there's that. Okay, so back to embarrassing my kids. So, okay, I went to pick my kids up from school, and my cousin's son was going to school with my children, and we're all really close. So when I picked up my kids, their son was just kidding, but thought it was funny to jump into the back of my van like as a stowaway, and had taken off and driven down the street a little bit, and then he jumped out like, haha, you have me. So I called his mom like, hey, do you want me to take him to my house, or do you want me to drop him back off? And I needed to actually take him home or back to where I had picked my kids up from so he could be picked up for a dentist appointment. So I needed to turn around. While I was talking to his mom on the phone, we were just chit-chatting while I was turning around to drop her son back off. And I pulled into Donuts parking lot, like a baking company. They have bread, they have hot dog buns and hamburger buns, but they make the best freaking donuts ever. So sometimes we take the kids there for a treat, but that was not the plan that day. And I was literally just going into the parking lot to turn around and go back to take him off or take him home. So not paying attention, talking on the phone, I like pulled into the parking lot and like parked and turned off the car, or like put it in park and turned off the car and like sat there. I'm like, oh wait, what am I doing? No. And like the kids were so excited they were gonna get donuts. But yeah, we didn't get donuts. I just started the car and then turned back. They're like, what? So maybe, I don't know, I guess that's not really embarrassing to them. It's just kind of like, oh, that's mean. But I guess I mess with my kids a lot, so that'll work. Because I'm about to do something for my lips right now. Any tips for dry lips and lip nourishment that actually works? Hydration obviously is a huge key. My entire life, I've always had dry lips. I actually get a beautiful little split down the center of my lips sometimes. So like, and it's always the worst when you're like walking down like past where like a stranger, you lock eyes, you know, you like do the little smile and they don't freaking do it back, but that little smile splits your lip in half and it hurts like a mother, and they don't even smile back. It's the worst, but whatever. Yeah, so lip nourishment, but there's always these really cool little lip scrubs. This is the one that I have from Wet n Wild. It is a Planet Sugar Cookie. It's kind of like, I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of coarse. Like it has like sugar chunks in it, really. And you just throw that on your lips like so. And this exfoliates your lips. Use my little makeup wipe to remove those. And then it's like smoother. and it kind of takes off the like the dead skin, stuff like that. And then there's always chapstick. A lot of chapsticks actually dry your lips out more. I like to try to stick to kind of the more natural ones with like shea butter, coconut oil, stuff like that. That's pretty good for your lips. But hydration is really, it is key. And trying not to, you know, like matte lipstick, stuff like that can definitely dry out your lips. So I always try to put a lip balm on before I put on a matte lipstick. That way it kind of keeps it from completely drying out my lips, and then you don't see all the cracks and crevices with the lipstick. It's not the prettiest look. So there's that. Okay. Here's another question. What is your favorite makeup style that you've ever done, and why? Currently my favorite makeup style is kind of playing with stickers and stuff like that, and negative space. I really like that. I recently did a look for a party. My friend had a little Mardi Gras party and it was super cute. I'll try to post a little picture of me and Corey from that. But I used these little butterfly stickers. And so I'm going to try to do a similar look like that today. I'm actually getting ready to go to Costco, so I'm going to be pretty glammed for Costco with this eye look, but it's fun. The inspiration for this eye look that I learned it from is actually an answer to another question. Who is your favorite YouTuber? Yeah, who is your favorite MUA? YouTuber, I'm pretty sure is fine. But my favorite makeup artist is Alexis Jada. I think that she is my favorite YouTuber as well. She has her own makeup channel, YouTube channel. I will make sure to link all of that down below, so you guys can see her channel, and definitely go subscribe. You'll not be sorry. She does a lot of story times as well, but her story times are actually like her own tea, like her own brand of tea. It's her life story that she's gone through, what she's, you know, currently going through, as well as, you know, childhood traumas that she has survived and gone through. And it's just, I don't want to necessarily say it's a beautiful story, but it is such a beautiful story to see where she's at now compared to how she could have let her life turn out. She's an amazing woman. So yeah, I saw her do something like this, but she did it for Valentine's Day, and she did like the cutest little thing with some hearts. And I just thought that was really cute. So I was looking for some cute stickers, and I saw the butterflies, and I was like, oh, spring is coming. I am doing butterflies. So butterflies. So that looks kind of crazy. I might have gone overboard, but it's really fun. It's really, really fun. So I'm just going to roll with it. Okay. For today's look, I am going for something a little green. So I have this cute little bite-size bite-size eyeshadow palette from Hello Elf. And this is the Hot Jalapeno palette. There's some really pretty greens and golds. And then I'm also going to be using the Makeup Revolution Chilled with Cannabis Sativa palette, which has some really pretty greens and golds as well. So freaking pretty. So I'll be using that for my look today. Let me get a drink. What is your favorite childhood memory? I would say it would be the day we got our dog Spencer. At that time I was in like preschool, so I only had like part day preschool or half day or something like that. And I had gone over to my friend's house. I want to say his name was like Sam or something like that. So I went over to like Sam's house, and he called, my birth dad called their dad's house, or Sam's dad's house. He talked to his dad and asked me to come home. He called me over. I ran up to, we had like, our house was on the corner of it, and we had like a chain link fence around it. So I ran up to the fence. My dad was outside, so he picked me up over the fence and sat me down in the grass. And then he said, surprise. And I was just like, what is it? And I didn't know what was going on. But next thing I know, there was something sniffing my leg, and I looked down, and it was this red little puppy, and he was so tiny. I guess our dog was the runt of the litter, so he's just a little guy, and his fur was so red. He was half lab, half chow, and he was just so small, and I was so excited that he was red. And my dad told me that he was the runt because I was so sure he was going to turn into Clifford the dog and get like bigger than a house. Sadly, that never happened, But yeah, I was so excited for us to have our dog that, yeah, that was actually a very, very good memory. And we had him for a very long time. My favorite restaurant, that's a good one. But mine and Corey's favorite taco spot is Fiesta Lake. If you are in Utah, it's on like 54th and Bangerter-ish. It's in Kearns. I highly, like 10 out of 10, recommend, especially their family nacho. Okay, and where did you grow up? I grew up in West Valley, Utah, pretty much my whole life. Let's see, how did you get into makeup and why? So I've kind of always been into like beauty and like stuff like that. You know, like hair, nails, like I've always done like really funky colors and stuff with my nails. I always had fun doing like weird hairdos and stuff like that with my hair. I didn't really do too much makeup when I was in high school and stuff like that. I actually got into doing makeup after I had Vaughn. I was staying at home and I had a little bit of like postpartum depression and like baby blues, and I was just having a hard time with it. And something that kind of helped pull me out of that was actually watching YouTube videos of like makeup. So that's kind of how I got into makeup. Doing full face makeup was I started watching Kelly Strack, who I will also link her page because she is amazing. She seems like she is just a genuine, like sweet, sweet soul. Her channel is mainly like, you know, it's a makeup channel. It's not really like story time, stuff like that. Her and her husband do have a vlog channel as well. I will link her beauty channel down below so you guys can see like what it was that kind of I used to watch and what helped pull me out of my funk. What advice do you have for a 20-year-old? You're not old enough to drink, so do it at home. Just kidding, don't do that. I would say, honestly, my best advice is we have a visitor.
I don't want to be in the video.
Okay.
Okay.
See you later. See ya. Okay. What advice do I have for a 20-year-old? So I would say live your life. Don't settle. If there's something that's not making you happy, change it and do everything you can to make yourself better this year than you were last year, and then make yourself better next year than you were this year. All of that, just keep bettering yourself. Never stop, because that will just show you how beautiful life can be. Everything happens for a reason. So any life experience you have, it's just a growth. So growth may be hard, but the harder it hurts, the better the growth. That's just, maybe that's my advice. The harder the hurt, the better the growth. My favorite quote. Okay, I got a screenshot of this. So, my favorite quote is by Dr. Wayne W. Dyer. If you have a choice between being right and being kind, choose being kind. And do you ever get scared with the scary stories you tell on your channel? Yeah, the black-eyed children, they freaking creeped me out. I think they're still honestly haunting me. Like every time something strange happens to me, I swear it's a black-eyed kid swirling me around and giving me some bad luck. But yeah. Okay, here's a good one. What is the 3 greatest things about Corey and the 3 worst things, if any? Oh, juicy. Let's see. So the 3 best things, I would say, Corey has never failed to impress me. Honestly, anything that he tries for the first time, he can pick it up pretty much instantly. He's very, very impressive. Like, even down to like the little boyish pranks that he does and tricks that he does. It's like the coolest little stuff. Like one time when we went to Florida, we were playing ping pong outside, and he was able to hit his like ping pong ball like from behind his back and like get like way down and like catch the ball, or not catch the ball, but like hit the ball before it hits the ground and like hit it way on my side of the table, or like hit the ball from like his side of the table against the wall onto my side of the table. And I'm just saying, like he's one of the cool kids. So that's 1. 2, he is one of my best friends. He's always been able to just let me sit there and talk and feel how I feel. And when I need to kind of just be in my own situation, he still loves me through that. With how life can get tough, we've always stuck strong, and that has a lot to do with Corey being as strong as he is, and I love that about him. And the third thing is I love the amazing father that he is. He has a special bond with every single one of our kids, and it's a beautiful thing, and I love seeing that grow more and more. One of the worst things about Corey is he does not like soup for dinner. I don't understand it. It is so hard for me because one of my favorite things to eat is chicken noodle soup, and I love having that for dinner all the time. If I could have it 4 days a week, I probably would. Maybe that's only because he doesn't like it very much, but it's like, it's a battle to get chicken noodle soup. But then every time we make it, he loves it, and he forgets that. So maybe that's the worst part, is he forgets that he loves chicken noodle soup. Number 2, what could it be? He can be pretty hard on himself at times and not see how amazing he is and be hard on himself. Thirdly, what could I pick? There's so many. Just kidding. He speeds. How old were you when you first found out you were pregnant, and what was your reaction? Well, my firstborn, I had him when I was 17 years old. At that time, I was not living with my mom. My parents were going through their own divorce. My dad was in jail and all of that. So yeah, so I, birth control, all of that. Birth control, you can still get pregnant on that because I was on the pill, and next you know, I'm pregnant with Kimari. But at that time, with the changes that I had made, I felt a lot more confident in my ability to be a mother. And I was, honestly, I knew that he was going to save my life. And yeah, I could never, ever, ever say that I regret having Kimari. It is not easy to be a young mother at 17, especially in the situation that I was in. But I do have an amazing support system in my mom and my aunt and my uncle. And yeah, so with Kimari, my reaction was, it's going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. That's what it was. It's kind of like my security, which, don't go and get pregnant for security. That's not what I'm saying. That gotta work out. Okay, who is your favorite Harry Potter character and why? That is a rough one. Okay, and why? Okay, can I pick 2? I have to pick 2 because you can't just pick one. And if you know Harry Potter the way I know Harry Potter, you can't just pick one. And I'm going to go with Hagrid because he is a big ball of love, and honestly reminds me a lot of Corey because he looks giant and scary and all of that, but underneath that surface he really is just full of love. And Dobby. Can't not love Dobby. Why do I love Dobby? Because Dobby has no master. And he's so inspiring, but he is so loyal. And loyalty is honestly one of the rarest things to come by in this world, from my experience. And he had some serious freaking loyalty for Harry Potter, and I loved that. So yeah, it may not be the 3 main characters, but my favorite characters are Hagrid and at what moment in your relationship did you know Corey was the one? I have had a crush on Corey since I was 10 years old. He was my cousin's best friend since they were kids, so we've always known Corey. So like since I was a kid, I guess, he's just kind of always been in my head. Like there's been years and years and years that I didn't see Corey, and we obviously had completely separate lives from each other, because our families blended. But yeah, I just had like a huge crush on Corey, and like my brother's middle name is Corey, and so when you're in trouble your mom says your full name, and so like she'd say my brother's name with the middle name Corey, and I was like, oh, my cousin's friend Corey. Like, I didn't necessarily know for sure that he was the one that I was going to end up with, but that is what I wanted. If you could go on a girls' trip anywhere in the world, where would you choose? So this one, okay, Jilly, you asked this question. I am going to use your name. If me and you could go on a girls' trip, honestly, I think me and you would go to the Redwood Forest. I think that forest is dope, and traveling, you know how I feel about traveling, especially your travels. So I think the Redwood Forest, if I could just go on a girl trip anywhere, if I planned a girls trip with like a bunch of girls, I would say I would pick, I will have to look up the name. I'll make sure to put it on the screen, but there's this really, really pretty lake in Montana with a bunch of like colorful pebbles and stuff like that. So I think I would like to plan like a girls camping trip. I think that would be really fun, like maybe like a glamping trip or something like that. How do you transition a friendship to a romantic ship? Well, is it mutual on both sides? Is it something that you guys are both talking about? Like, yeah, I really want to be with you. I'm scared that if we break up, it will ruin our friendship. Or is it you're friends with this person, but you're growing romantic feelings and you're trying to let this person know? Those are two separate different things. I would say if it's a situation where you're both talking about it, why are you talking about it? Why not just do it? What's taking so long? If you wanted to, you would. So if he wanted to, he would. If it's taking too long, maybe it's a game. If it's a situation where you may have children and you're trying to incorporate a new relationship into that, I would absolutely make sure that it, you know, it's comfortable on both sides. Talk to your children, let them know, you know, I've been dating so-and-so. They're very nice. They make me happy. I would love for you to meet them. Are you comfortable with that? Make sure you're comfortable with the kids. In a situation with kids, I think it is a good idea to take as much time as you feel is necessary for them to be comfortable, as well as the new person coming to the situation. If they don't have children, you know, just kind of like let them know this is how things run. This is kind of our lifestyle that we're trying to introduce you to, and just, you know, let them make sure they understand that. And yeah, if it's a situation where it's a friend and you're getting feelings for them, but you're not sure how they feel about you, just tell them, let them know. I'm getting feelings for you. I don't want to make you feel awkward, but the best thing to do is just let them know. If you get a response like, oh, I really like you too, I just want to hang out and get to know you better, but, you know, I'm not looking to date right now, stuff like that, take your clue. They're not into it. It, I guess, is nice of them to let you down easily, but any answer other than, yes, let's go for it, take it as a no. Because if they wanted to, they would. An answer like, yeah, you know, I really like you too, and I do want to be with you, but right now I just want to be friends, and, you know, get to know you better. Stuff like that. That's a total, it's not you, it's me situation. So yeah. If you are in a situation like that and a friend of yours is telling you, hey, I'm falling in love with you, I really want to be with you, and you do not feel those same ways, please, for that person's sake, don't be a dick, but let them know, you know, I'm flattered that you feel that way. I don't have those same feelings for you. I would hate to lead you on and make you think that there would be a chance for us someday when there's not. I don't have those feelings for you. It may seem mean and blunt, but honestly, in the long run, it is better for both sides, because you're not leading someone on at that point, giving them false hope that, oh yeah, it's going to work out. And then they have all this time with this hope that it's just going to lead to them being crushed. So if you don't have those feelings for someone, just be upfront and honest about it. It is the best way. So what are your thoughts between brushes, makeup wedges, and sponges? So I made sure to wet sponges and then also clean some of my brushes that I use for foundation and stuff to show you guys a difference. So I do love sponges. I think I prefer them over brushes sometimes. When it comes to like putting on foundation, I would rather use a sponge than a brush, but a kabuki brush does help with that. So a really good sponge that you can reach. This I actually got in a pack. and a big pack from AOA sponges. I got this pack, I think it was like $8 from Amazon, so I'll make sure to link that below. This, like, look how big this got when how small they are to begin with. It gets pretty big. And then for a drugstore one that you don't have to, if you don't have Amazon or anything like that, Eco Tools, I love this sponge. It's a tie-dye one. It has like this flatter side, and then you can see this flatter side and this rounder side. So this rounder side I would say is more for blending, and this is, you know, for like concealer and getting into those type corners, stuff like that. And then Real Techniques also makes amazing sponges. This is a smaller Real Techniques sponge. It's for, you know, like getting into those really small areas, stuff like that. But they have, of course, the bigger sponges. So I just want to show you like different type of sponges. I have not used makeup sponges or makeup wedges for my makeup before, but I have used them to do my nails. I actually used makeup sponges to do my nails this time. These are grown out and they're looking kind of janky and unshaped, but just to give you an idea, this was done with sponges or with makeup wedges. So that's what I use them for. It makes glitter polish so much better, and it's really fun to do your nail polish with that and to get an ombre look. So that's what I would use makeup wedges primer, since I'm starting on my face now. So I love primer. I use more than one primer at a time, but if you were just going to go with one single primer, I would advise to go with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I have used this, look, it's like very used and abused. So I love this primer very much. And it fills in the pores very well. I like to use it in this area, little here. It's danger zone week, so I'm like getting the weirdest hormonal breakouts. It's annoying. Okay. With this primer, I saw someone leave a tip for Kelly Strack. So it was one of her subscribers, and if I can find it, I'll try to like put a picture of it up there on the screen. But she said it helps to really blend or push this into your pores if you do it with a sponge. And I've noticed that it really does help get that into your pores. Another good primer for pores and stuff like that is the Poreless Professional. It does help blur things out, so I'll show you a little bit how that is. This is what it looks like. It kind of has like a silicone-y type texture. So that is the Poreless, the Professional Pore Primer. So again, where I have my biggest pores, I would just run it in here, but this helps, in my mind, I feel, oh my gosh, it smells so good. But I feel like it gives kind of like that airbrush look to the makeup, so it's not like going into like the fine lines and stuff like that as well. A really good foundation or like a primer, because the next question we have from her is best foundations that match, won't smear, lasts, covers up, and doesn't, but also looks natural. So you want natural for full coverage. I would say for that, I honestly really love so high-end foundations are great. I do not have any high-end foundations to show you because I am a drugstore gal. So a natural full coverage, lasts all day. The best foundation in my eyes, the one that I always go for, is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. This is the dewy. They have a matte version as well. If you're more oily, definitely go towards that. But I have an oily, like T-zone, but drier, so I'm like a combination face. I'm not sure exactly, but this does not make me super oily in my T-zone. So if that's what you're worried about, they have a matte version. But I do love the dewy, as well as I love the CoverGirl Outlast Extreme Wear 3-in-1 24-hour full coverage foundation. It is a thinner foundation, but that's not very pretty. Yeah. It is a full coverage foundation, but it's thinner. So that's super helpful. Yeah, so but what helps foundation last all day is a primer that has a little bit of a grip to it. So for example, a good example of that is the Elf Cool Mint or the Hard Candy. This is the Hydrating Makeup Grip primer. But there are, I think these are like dupes for like the Milk primer, but this has like a kind of like a sticky consistency. So I'm gonna go put it on. I'm gonna put on the Elf one just because it's been a little bit. There's not really a huge difference between the two, so just whatever one you want to wear that day. But when I put this primer on, it's slightly like thick, but it has like, you can see how it's sticky. And it does kind of set down, but it's going to keep that stickiness to like really grip on to your foundation. And that is what you want if you want like a foundation that's going to last all day. One of the questions is eye bags. Can those be covered up or masked? For my eye bags, what I like to do first is I got this little, there's a little metal ball in there. It spins around. It stays cold. I don't know how it stays cold. Maybe because it's metal. I don't know how science works. But this little thing, I got it for $1, but from Dollar Tree for $1. But I want to say it's probably like $1.25 now. But this thing, like, I love to just roll it underneath my eyes, up my eye right here. It really helps with the bags. I even get kind of puffy lids, so I like to roll it on my lids as well. But this thing does help with eye bags a lot. I know they do have like those jade rollers, stuff like that. So like the cool stone rollers and stuff like that, I would say. But yeah, concealer definitely helps with that. More of a full coverage concealer, I would say. And probably if you have bags under your eyes, I would say you might not want to go with like a matte concealer. Maybe try like a creamy concealer, just because it won't want to like settle into like any type of bag, like wrinkles from the bags or anything like that. Okay, so that is how the foundation is applied with a sponge. And then I'll show you real quick how I apply with a brush. Okay, so this type of brush is it's like an angled kabuki, but it is a foundation brush. With this shape of it, you can see the shape of it. A lot of people will just, use a brush and just smear it. I am a pouncer. I like to bounce. I think that, again, makes it more natural if that's what you're looking for, and airbrush. So it kind of gives you a little more flawless, your skin but better, which is that natural look you're looking for. Okay, so that's with a sponge. That is with a brush. You can still see my blemish. This, again, like I said, if you want that like less cakey, you want to start with a little less and then build up. This is a build up foundation, so it is a medium coverage foundation that builds to more of a full coverage. So I'm just going to put a little bit more on and then move on with my life. And I'm just going to finish my makeup off, my foundation off, using the brush. It's also like shade matching. The way I do it, I don't know, like you can go to Ulta and they can shade match you, or a Sephora or whatever. I don't really do that. I actually go up to the mirrors, or I take a mirror with me, just a little compact mirror. I just take this with me, and then I take the foundation and I hold it up to my neck and see how close that match is. And that is how I shade match. I go with my neck and not my face, or I had friends in high school go with the back of their hand. Okay, and next question is a good mascara. My favorite mascara right now, and I think it's actually pretty cool, my favorite mascara right now is the Pixie Lash Lift 188. I just like the applicator, so this is the thing. So you can see the line here and the line here. This one twists and comes out, and it is a small brush for the lower lashes. And then this one screws into this one, and that one comes out, and it's for the upper lashes. And this formula is really good. I like the applicator or the wand. So when you're doing mascara, I would say it's probably a good bet. But if you start with the lower lashes, you can really get in there and get every lash, because when you're doing this movement, these lashes wilt up here, and then you start getting those little specks. So okay, so bottom lashes are done with mascara. And then from there, again, you might want to, what I like to do, I like to scrape off a lot of the excess mascara back into the tube, and then go in and then add more if I need to later. And also another good tip or practice to set yourself up for success and give your lashes the best chance is to take a little spoolie and kind of comb through the lashes first. Make sure they're not tangled, anything like that. My lashes are like curly on one side, straight on the other side, tangle in the bottom lashes. They're very weird. And then you can always go in with a lash curler as well before the mascara. It's always before, because if you crimp this with mascara on your lashes, it's going to leave like a line where it ripped mascara off your lash, and it's just not the best look, and it looks really odd. So lash curler. Okay, so that is just one coat. If you want more than this, of course, like I said, because we scraped off the excess, you can build it up by adding more. I'm not going to be adding more, because I only put mascara on to blend my natural lashes with my falsies that I'm going to be putting on. And that leads us to our next question, which is, what is the best glue on lashes? I'm not sure if I understand that question 100%. So I'm just going to kind of answer it the way I think. So if it's the best lashes that you glue on that you're questioning, my favorite lashes that I get, of course, I'm not sponsored by them, but I do love them, and their company and their product is Lashy Box lashes. Or the lashes that come in with Lashy Box. So through my Lashy Box subscription, I get several different brands of lashes. I get Zoa lashes, I get Ruby May lashes, I get Little Monster lashes, I get Loa lashes, and I get Lashy Box lashes. I've never had a pair of lashes from my subscription box that is like, oh, they didn't work, they're kind of crappy, they're not the best. They've all been beautiful 3D silk foaming lashes every single time. Another brand that I really, really enjoy, if you don't have a Lashy Box subscription or you're not looking to get one, is Salon Perfect, as well as Kiss lashes. These wispies are really, really good. They, if you're not looking for something too dramatic or anything like that, they're really nice. But today I'm going to go in with Style Michelle and use those lashes. And the best glue, if that was your question, if you're looking for a good glue on lashes, the best lash glue that I use, and I think the only one that I really use, is the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive, and it's the brush on kind. So that is my favorite. I'm going to go ahead and pop my lashes on off camera, and I will be right back. Okay, so let's get back to questions. I have my lashes on. I didn't do a wing liner today because I just decided I shouldn't. Oh, I bet we could take off these stickers now. Let me find that question. Your favorite highlight? Who, what, where, when, why, how? Explain, please. Okay, so highlight. That is actually, for a long time, it's been my favorite part of the process, because it's just freaking glitter on your face, man. Okay, let me get these butterflies off. Okay, so that is what the butterflies look like. Like I said, this is my favorite new little trick. It's super fun. It ends up looking really, really cool. Maybe a little too cool for Costco, but I don't really care. If you don't like it, don't look at it. Okay, so highlight: who, what, where, when, why, how. My favorite highlight is, I can't find it with me, but LA Colors makes really, really good highlight. They're very inexpensive. This cost me, I want to say like $2 at Dollar Tree or Family Dollar. I'm sorry. Highlight is to, you know, it just kind of just brings a little extra bam, like, oh, look at this, not this. So it brings out what you're not wanting to contour. The contour, you get rid of what you don't want. The brightness or the highlight, you bring out what you want to accentuate. So I like to stick to like champagnes and golds and stuff like that. The highlight I'm actually going to be using today is by Estate. This is a awesome makeup brand. They're affordable. I got this in my Lashy Box subscription, and it is again a really pretty like champagne color. And then just highlight my cheekbone right there. And I love that you can see like the shimmer on the cheek. That's my favorite thing in the world. The whole point of me doing makeup sometimes is just so I can experience my highlight. Down the center of your face, because you do want to highlight that. Cupid's bow, chin, and then I like to go above the arch of my brow. So that is a pretty, and then I do also like highlight toppers. Ruby May makes this really pretty. This is Ritz Ruby May. Again, this is from my Lashy Box subscription. This just gives a little extra shimmer glitter to highlight. It's like a highlight topper. I like to put it in the corner of my eyes. If I could open it. Okay, so I just like to do just a little bit and then just slightly. You see how it just makes it look like freaking glass? Oh my God, I love it. And then just the very, very tip of the nose. Super cute. Okay, now, so I hope that answered like the who, what, where, when, and why just by like looking at it. Highlight, I like to glitter. You don't have to use like a shimmery highlight. A lot of people, you can use just a matte highlight, but it is just to accentuate like the center or the things that you want accentuated on your face. That is how I like to do my makeup. Not necessarily to go to Costco, but this is some of my favorite makeup tricks. Set it and forget it. So, yeah, I hope you guys did like hanging out with me. Thank you again so much for asking me all your questions. I appreciate you participating with me. I had a blast answering your questions. Let me make sure that's all the questions that I can answer real fast before we end. Okay, I think I did get all of you. Again, thank you so much for participating with me, you guys. I had a blast filming this. I hope you guys like my little makeup tricks. Why can't I talk? Makeup tricks and tips. But yeah, thanks again for spending your time with me. If you have not done so already, make sure you click the subscribe button, ring that notification bell so YouTube lets you know every time I upload a video. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite makeup brands are for foundations. What are some tricks that you've learned? Do you prefer brushes over sponges? What do you like better? Yeah, let me know down in the comments. Also, I am doing a lot of research on some really, really interesting topics that I want to talk to you guys about for my story time, so just stay tuned for that. Yeah, but I think that is everything, you guys. Again, thanks so much for your time. I love your freaking guts. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and yeah, see you next time. Bye-bye.